up, y'all? This is my 2021 GT500 carbon track pack. You got the carbon rims, carbon spoiler. Today's video is gonna be, is a GT500 really fast? You know, you see all those stuff about, you know, Hellcats, Red Eyes, Z06, this, ZL1s, C7, C6, ZR1. You don't see any content on GT500s. What we're gonna do today is we're gonna do some 60 to 130 times with the draggy, kind of just learn the car on the drive basically. Right now this car just has a JLT intake and a Lead to Performance X pipe. So the intake probably adds like, you know, 20 wheel horsepower. It's on a stock tune, so the intake probably adds like 20 wheel horsepower, and then X pipe is an X pipe, nothing too crazy. I'd say this probably makes like between 690 to like 710 wheel horsepower. So it's definitely not something to fuck around with. Let's get into it.
Stop saying I just real. Stop saying you so real. Stop saying you give money. You ain't even see no bill. You say you give everybody.
I'm here at Costco. Throwing some 93 in the car. I wonder how much it's gonna be to fill the tank up. Because for some reason with these cars, the tanks on these are like small as hell. You could probably get like, no, not even 20 gallon. Like it's probably like 12, 13 gallons, dude. I don't know why they advertise it as 16 gallons, but I think with all like the GT500s and stuff, I think it's always just 13 gallons. Like even if I want, maybe it's a track pack thing. I'm not even sure, but it's different than what it says on Google. Google says 16, and in reality it's 13. But I bet you it's gonna be like, probably gonna be like $20 to fill. It's probably maybe 5-6 gallons, and the price of gas is $4 for 93, $4 a gallon. Let's see. So okay, 7.5 gallons for $30. Not bad. Okay, all set. I think yes. No. Yeah, there's my buddy's F80. Were you on E?
Am I on E?
Yeah.
I don't have that on this one.
Huh? No, E, like empty.
Oh.
Half a
I'm
gallon?
like less than eighth the tank.
Oh, okay, yeah. Dude, my car like takes, it holds like 13 gallons, bro.
It only takes
Like a
gallons.
tank is 13, like 12, 13 gallons, bro.
You have a big fucking V8.
It's horrible, I don't know. And like the range, the highest I ever saw was 220. That was the first one I bought it. All right, let's get going. Oh no. My phone hit the side of my car. Look at that, 158 miles of range on a full tank of gas. That's horrible. Oh, this dude's blocking my view, just great. So is everyone else. Just doing a little setup. We're setting up the cameras and stuff, getting ready for the video. What we're gonna do is we're gonna hop on the highway. And then once the highway straightens up and traffic kind of decreases a little bit, we can get going with the 60 to 130s. I'm probably just only gonna measure 60 to 130s just cause there's too much traffic to go too fast. And there's really no point in recording any other time. 60 to 130 is like what everyone records, so that's what I'm gonna do. That's how you tell if most cars are fast. I will say, I have ran some times before. Today is, car says it's 46 degrees, but the car usually isn't right. I'd say outside it's probably maybe actually around 46 to around 50 degrees or lower, like between 40 to 50 degrees. So on Cup 2Rs that are basically, they're pretty bald. I mean, I'll definitely have to warm them up a little bit, do a kind of a rolling launch on the highway to spin the tires up and get them warm real quick. But I'd say at a 60, I'll spin for maybe like a little bit and then I'll hook up. That's usually how these tires are. But I will definitely be needing to get some new ones here pretty soon. With this car too, especially if you have that carbon fiber track pack, man, you really need to watch out for those rims. Like, it's just even like a small bump or something. I haven't ran into any issues with them, and I mean, obviously, you know, bumps. I try to avoid as many bumps as I can on the road. You know, some bumps I have to go over. Obviously, it's not gonna. You go over one bump, it's not gonna destroy your rim or whatever. Carbon fiber rims aren't weak; they're still strong. They're just lightweight. Treat the carbon fiber rim like if it was a normal rim. To be honest, like even if you had a normal rim, sorry about that. Even if you had a normal rim, you still wouldn't want to curb it. How I think of it is I just treat it as any other rim I would have, even if these weren't the carbon fiber rims. If these were rims that this Honda Accord had, I would still treat it nice. I'm not gonna purposely go over as many bumps as I can. It's a nice Supra. Go over as many bumps as I can. We're all up to temp in the trans. Things all set and ready to go. Can go hop into manual mode too. This DCT, you can hold the paddles and rev it up. This is a DCT. You can see it's pretty sick. With this one, there's no rev limiter, so it goes all the way up to, I think, 7,500 RPMs is the max. And with the exhaust, the Leader Performance X-Pipe, it's not about tone that it changes, but it's more about volume. The car already comes with a X-Pipe from factory, but it's like a resonated X-Pipe, so it's an X-Pipe plus a pair of resonators attached, or I should say welded. So what I did is I just deleted that part, and then it's basically a bolt-on part. It's no welding required. You can weld it if you want to minimize, you know, the possibility of leaks, but I just bolted it on, put some clamps on, no engine lights, no nothing, no leaks. Everything's been running fine. I actually did it. I bought this car used with around 700 miles. Now it has like 10,700. So literally the third day I got the car, I put the intake on and I put the X-Pipe on. I'm gonna do a second gear. Just let it spin, basically. There you can see it actually didn't spin very hard, and it actually hooked up. That's pretty crazy. Usually it'll spin really hard, but this time it hooked up. Let's see if we can get enough room down here to get a 60 to 130. And I want to try to get one that's just flat road and not downhill. But by the looks of it, we are going downhill, so we might just do it for the hell of it right here, actually. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn traction back on. I'm sorry for that background noise. I'm getting a few text messages. Let me just turn that down all the way. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put the car back into auto mode. I'm gonna wait till this ramp clears up. All right, here we go. What we're gonna do, we're gonna do a second gear pull, 60. So we're gonna ease into it at 60. That was a 6.77, and that was downhill. And looks like we might have a Hellcat here, guys, right up here. It's a wide body. Let's see, we might be able to get something. We might be able to now fully prove that a GT500 is fast. I will say I've raced a few Hellcats, and I'm not gonna lie, I've gapped them. I'll put it at that. I've gapped them. So, I guess he just doesn't want to play around. He's probably just too scared because I have a faster car. But let's see. Let's give him some room a little bit. See if we can get some more room, and then get another 60 to 130 in here. We're getting a little bit more on the flat roads. My windows are down a little bit. That's just to pick up audio better. But yeah. I will say when it's nice outside, I guess now when it's nice outside and your tires are already warm, it will hook up. I mean, it'll spin obviously because my tires are bald, but it will hook up. All right, here we go. Let's do this. This is pure flat road. Cut off. We gotta wait for the bump. Alright. Now let's go. Here we go. Ease into it. Oh, there we go. We spun pretty hard there. Just won't have to commit the run. You can retry it again. So you can see there, we kind of spun. We will try again here. There we go, there we go, there we go. With that over torque shifting, you can really feel it pull every time it shifts up. Yep, that was a Hellcat too. And again guys, this is a track car, so it can take these turns pretty fast. And we got a 721 there. So let's give it another shot. And the phone just flew off. the phone that I'm recording the draggy times with just flew off. So you can see this car has a lot of fucking power to make your phone fly off the magnet case. It's pretty crazy. Rocking in manual mode for a little bit here so you guys can hear those downshifts. Now what we can do is, since we got a little bit of room and we're already going so slow, is we can kind of get into it, probably slow down a little bit more at a 40, and now traction is off. I will show you, make sure there's no one around. I'll show you that this car can seriously get loose. Here we go. Here you go. So you can see with that traction mode, when you turn it off, after you put it in track, when you turn the traction off, you still have a lot of control with the wheel. It's not like your typical Mustang where the wheel just goes a 180 and the car just flips on the opposite side of the highway. You still have a lot of control to do things. So you don't have to be in fear. Obviously, I will say, there's a point where if it's spinning for way too long, you won't lose control. It'll cut power, but you'll definitely know when you have to let off. I've had two circumstances where it basically the car just went into the opposite lane just because it was spinning so much, because I slowed down so low into second gear at such a low RPM to warm those tires up. So what I recommend is when you warm your tires up with this car, or even any Mustang, I'm not sure how the 5.0s act, but with the 500s, I will say 40, doing something between 35 to 40 with that traction off, again in the track mode, in manual mode in second gear, and just staying in second gear and playing with the wheel for for maybe 2-3 seconds is ideal to warming your tires up, especially if you have the Nitto NT 555 R2s, or even Toyo R88Rs, any tire really to begin with. We got Denny Swanson down there with his ProCharge Vet, or it's not ProCharge, I think it's twin turboed actually. It's pretty crazy. That thing makes like 1,500 wheel horsepower. It's pretty crazy. That thing is absolutely nuts. You don't see a lot of those cars around. That's actually the first time I've ever seen it in traffic, so getting caught by surprise. Pretty crazy. We're doing some pulls. You guys can definitely see that this car is not something to be reckoned with. We got someone else here in the Mustang. Oh, I know this guy. What's up? I'm doing a YouTube video. I raced you last time in my X6. Yeah. I'm just doing some 60 to 130s. Just doing some crazy stuff. What's done to your car? It's full bolt on? Yeah. Nice. Let's hear that. A lot of nice cars out. Thing's loud, boy. You can see all the fast people down here. We all know each other. Oh, definitely don't want to mess with these guys. Yeah, you can see with a lot of the fast people here, we know them all. They know us. Small place in Columbus where we stay. It's a small place. But there are a lot of fast cars. We do have someone here with a 2,000 horsepower GTR. His name is Art. Art is fast. You might see him on Instagram with his. He has a white GTR. He has a gray GTR. He also has a chrome Lamborghini. You guys probably seen that lose all the time. He's actually my boss. I work for him. But I'm getting a little off topic here. We should be talking about the GT500. Basically, those few pulls I did there, you guys could get a clear representation of how different the car acts, especially with temperature, conditions, tires, everything. Like at one point I got a 6.77. Obviously that was downhill, but I didn't spin really bad there. And then I got a 7.21 after, and that was a valid drag run. The 6.77 was an invalid drag run because the slope of downhill was greater than, or sorry, it was less than 1, I think is what the number is. That's less than 1, then it's invalid. But the 7.21 was on flat road, a little bit of spinach. You know, once you get better tires, I'll say, you know, better, even if you stick with the Cup 2Rs and you just have more tread than what I have, you'll definitely get better times. You just need, like, conditions have to be nice. A lot of these cars with 6130s, it's all condition dependent or weather dependent. Your DA, your tires. There's a lot of small stuff, the extra weight in the car, the weight of the passenger. I weigh myself like around 180 pounds, so, you know, on top of the 4,000 pounds this car already has, that's around, you know, close to 4,200. Some additional miscellaneous stuff in the car, you know. Gross weight, it's like 4,200 pounds, so it's definitely not the lightest, nor is it the heaviest. You know, Hellcats, I think they're like 4,700, so those are almost like SUV sized. But don't get me wrong, those cars are still fast. They just can't stand up against a car like this, especially with this DCT. And given that this has more horsepower in a DCT than a Hellcat, even with an intake or headers, if it's full bolt-on, then I'm getting destroyed because I'm stock. But like if you put a stock red eye, well, I think a lot of controversy, stock red eye versus a stock GT500 or red eye versus GT500. I will say the results are mixed. I've yet to race a red eye. I want to race one just to see how I do. But I have seen some videos on YouTube. You can literally just search up GT500 versus red eye. And I think every single time except for one video, the GT500 wins and gets top end because that's because of that DCT, and it also weighs less. And everything's different, you know. It could be a simple driver mod. I lose and it's just driver mod. Maybe I just suck at driving. You never know. Maybe the other driver's better than me. So, like I said, there's a lot of things that are dependent. But, you know, at the end of the day, the car's not slow. It's fast. We'll ease into it, get it up to 60. There we go. We kind of spun a little bit, but we hooked up there. And we're at 135. You can see the brake system is pretty good in this car on its own. It's not the carbon ceramics. That was a 723. So it spun a little bit, then it shifted up and got a 723. You can definitely tell when this car dead hooks and when it spins a little bit. Even though maybe in the video it didn't look like it spun, it did spin. You can feel it, but the DCT, it just shifted so fast that you thought it didn't spin. Let's get over here. Alright, down this highway there's some curvy roads. So what I can do is show you what this car can do once you get down in those curvy roads. Actually, you know what? We can do another little pull with the traction off, have some fun. Spun pretty hard there. and then it shifted, but you can definitely see the wheel moved to the side a little bit. So that was with the traction off, but still, you know, still hooked up pretty quick, even with that traction off. So warming up those tires definitely does a lot. Does a lot of good. Okay, let's turn the traction back on if it wasn't already on. There it is. It's on now. What we can do is kind of get down on these roads a little bit. This car is definitely not a force to be reckoned with, is what I will say. Off and have a little bit of fun going up this on ramp here. Oh, maybe not. There's a car behind us. Seems to be a slight bit of traffic. Sorry for all the background audio, guys. The radar and the dash cam. Can't really stop that because I kind of need the dash cam just in case anything were to happen, and then the radar, because if you know, you know. But yeah, guys, as you guys can see, this car is pretty crazy. I'll leave it up to you guys. You can see I can already smell my tires. Pretty burned out. I'll leave it up to you guys. Do you guys think a basically stock GT500 is really fast? Do you think I can beat a stock red-eye? Let me know in the comments. Obviously, you know, the conditions outside, like I said, were not the best today. There will be better days where you can do more videos. But, you know, today was just like a day where, you know, just your average day. You know, you go out, have some fun. You want to just run sometimes, you know, experiment with the car, see how it acts in different temperatures. It's just a perfect example of what I'm doing right now. You know, you just want to learn the car and just experiment with it. Because every day, you know, the car's going to act different all the time. It's not always going to act the same. You know, some things different, you know, the way your car spins, the way your car handles. All those things are different. But other than that, guys, thank you for watching the video. Like I said, let me know in the comments. What do you guys think? Can I beat a red-eye? And you think this car is really fast, being stock? And yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Peace out.